Okie dokie. I think we're good. Unlike yesterday, where I had 10% of my frames drop due to network errors, I now have 0% of my frames drop due to network errors. So we should be doing a little bit better. Game looks smooth, streams look smooth. AMD Adrenalin software, okay. You really have that much money? Damn. Oh dear. Well, I had to make a couple changes to my mods. I wasn't digging the Umber Space Laboratory life support mod, so I switched out for the TAC life support mod. So, hopefully we will be able to rescue her, or him, them. Hopefully we'll be able to rescue them. All right, Dancine. You might be in trouble. We're gonna try, but it's not looking good. Okay, so yeah, we're not going to do that right now. We're not going to do that right now. We could probably do that, but I'm not going to. Okay, so we're going to quickly get our science spammy contracts. We have a lot of money. What I would like to do is hire some people, because as soon as we start rescuing people, the way the pay scale works, each person that you hire gets more expensive than the last. And oh yeah, we're not doing that one contract. RIP. Each person that is in the space program, I believe you were the one we're looking for. Each person in the space program gets more and more expensive to hire based off the number of Kerbals in your space program, including the ones that you rescued. So we need to hire a bunch of people to do this rescue mission before we start rescuing and conscripting some additional stuff. Okay. Are you not? I mean, you have charge. Oh, that's the antenna. Oh, no. Oh, these aren't the right equipments. Okay. Maybe these are the right equipments. I think I put different ones on each probe, if I'm remembering right. I hope they're not the same. Okay, here we go. So, oh, we didn't get the magnemometer one. Okay. Okay, well, we'll have to come back and do that another time. That won't be too bad. So, min this one. So we need to transmit from the surface of the moon. We need to land someone on the moon first. Rescue, rescue, rescue. That's not happening. Oh, and they need to stay in orbit for a long time. Okay, well. Right. Alright, well that's not happening. Never mind. We'll have to send some more probes up. That's fine, we can make better probes. Those probes low-key kind of suck anyway. Okay, first thing, Dancine, I'm sorry, but you're not gonna make it. Where is astronaut complex? Okay. So this is a little bit different than stock. I don't like this. Let's hire one engineer. Thank you, Justine. We're gonna hire a scientist. Oh, interesting. They're not getting more expensive. Hire a pilot. How does Fearless make them more expensive? Okay. Alright, this is interesting. I'm guessing that's... I'm not sure. I'm not sure why that's the case. Do I upgrade this? Maneuver tool would help. I don't know if extra strategies would help right now. I'm gonna upgrade the runway just because having a better runway helps a lot. Okay. And I don't think we unlocked... Did we unlock the Clampatron? Or no. The grabber thing? No. Okay. I'd like to get high altitude flight at some point, but that's not super necessary. But you know what? It's okay. We don't super duper need it. We can, they can get out and walk. Okay, so there should be, yeah, so there's food, oxygen, and clean water are new things that we need to worry about now. This should be fine because we're just going to be putting 2 people in here to ship them back. Um, how do we want to go about this? We're just going to be recovering the capsule. And this does have its own decoupler, so that saves a part, which is good. We're going to need a way to control it to get it up there. Coupling payload is what I want here. So in here, we're going to put our Probidyne boy. On the bottom. Yeah. Hey, Lazarus, how's it going? Turns out I was having some internet issues last time I was streaming, in that my Ethernet cable came unplugged for my network switch. And I didn't realize, because my computer fell back to the Wi-Fi, so it was like still connected, but my Wi-Fi's, crappy. So it wasn't even my good Wi-Fi network; it was like my even crappier Wi-Fi network. Instead of like the Wi-Fi 6, it fell back to the 2.4 gigahertz one. Come on, I see it flickering there. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Go to the bottom. Alright, I give up. Oh! As I give up is when it does it. Okay, well, fair enough. I'll throw a little battery in there. Did I not unlock the unfoldable solar panels? I guess I didn't. I am now, but I also have my router does like a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi and a 6G Wi-Fi, and it fell back to the 2.4 one, and it was like only getting like a really spotty 9 megabit upload instead of my usual 50. But now it's on the wired in with proper Ethernet cable. So now we're good. Okay, so let's see here. No, yeah, we're good. Put that there. Oh, you know what? We could leave this in orbit, and this could be our thing that we need to do our mission. I have, so the way my router's on the main floor, and my office is on the ground floor, and I have a hole through the stairs, and it kind of comes out from the basement. Yeah, I kind of did the same thing. I am sad. I don't have fiber internet anymore. I had it at my last place, and I had like gigabit symmetrical. But my new place, all they had was cable internet. So I get 1.5 gigabit by 50 upload, which is sad. It makes me sad. C'est la vie. Can only do what we can do. Okay, so this needs to get itself into an elliptical orbit, dump this pod, and then get out of an elliptical orbit? That seems a little awkward. Let me think about that. We'll figure that one out later. Okay. Let's get this a little bit more fuel. I need that. Why do I need that? Yeah, it's good enough. It's good enough. Especially after I upgraded, so like the router that comes with the modem from the ISP, the Wi-Fi on it was so bad. Like I could barely load. Like, you know, you'd scroll through Twitter and none of the pictures would load. Or I'd try to sign into my online banking and it would take so long that it would time out before letting me sign in. So I bought a like cheap $50 router off Amazon for, I think it's a Tenda router. Oh my god, so much better. My latency went from like a 400 ping to like 25, which is, you know, not the 4 millisecond ping that I used to have, but it's serviceable. It's good enough, at least. I'm sad I didn't unlock the extendable solar panels. I thought I had that. Well, you see, my last place had a very similar modem, and it worked just fine. I mean, it wasn't as good as wired, but it was like good enough. But now it's just like, bull. It's garbage. The speed was fine. I was getting like, well, I mean, the speed was okay. It was like 200. So it's like, the raw speed was fine, but the ping was just brutal. That's what killed me. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. Okay, so control. So I could have sworn I unlocked some stuff. We're gonna get back to that. Yeah, mine was like 200 out of 1500, which was, you know, whatever. But yeah, now I run a speed test. I get like 950, but my computer only has gigabit on its Ethernet, so. Okay, yeah. So it says RCS thruster blocks. Oh, the research didn't finish. We need to do time warp to finish the research. This explains a lot. Yeah, I mean that was the thing. Like I don't care if like my phone's not getting, the absolute utter maximum. And there's I live with a couple people, and even if we're all limited to something far below the maximum, like the maximum is so high, it doesn't really matter. Okay, here we go. So now we've unlocked some more stuff. I'm gonna go back in here, and I should actually, this should be not shit. Those little tiny solar panels, they kill me. Well, last time actually they did kill me because I ended up with trying to bring my probe back to Kerban, and it kept getting pointed away from the sun, and they were in shadow. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this time we could even bring a pilot if we want. Oh, look at this. We got all kinds of new stuff. All kinds of new toys. What? Oh, kind of too many new toys, if I'm honest, but, whatever. Hexagonal photovoltaic cells? These expand? No, they're just surface. Okay. Yeah, the only time I come even close is... Jeez. Like downloading Steam games. This seems... I don't trust that part. It's a little bit glitchy. And we don't actually need that much battery right now. 200 is fine. Yeah, here we go. Now we're talking. Except we don't need that right now. I did not see the most recent KSP2 stuff, no. I have not been following it super duper closely. Oh, right, yeah, the new science update. I did see that that's supposed to be coming out soon. So, the science update is when I purchased KSP1. That's when I was like, yeah, this has enough for... Because I purchased some games that, like, never got updates after a certain point. So when I'm buying stuff that's, like, not... What the heck is this? Well, alright. When I'm buying stuff that's not like, like a full release, I buy based off of, if they stop developing it tomorrow, would I be happy? And that's when I was like, that does it for me. Yeah, same. It gives it something to progress. Because I don't love playing in like just sandbox mode. It just doesn't. It's too much all at once in a lot of ways. Actually, why am I even bothering with the probe now? I don't need the probe. Let's do that. Because this has 3 people spots, so I can just bring a pilot. Okay, but I do need some monopropellant storage. Maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe I should have, kept that thing so I could put some little monopropellant tanks in, because I don't need very much. Now on the right side, you can see staging, vacuum, yeah. Delta V, stage, okay. Ah! Do it individually to each stage. That is good. That is definitely good. Because that is, as you said, kind of annoying. Okay, so let's get some batteries going on here. I said this at the beginning of the stream. I can't remember if you were here yet, but I did swap out one mod. I changed the Umbra Space Industries for life support for the Thunder Aerospace life support. These are bigger than I remember them being. Yeah, basically I just found it was like, I wanted a little bit more crunch to it. So now it's tracking food, oxygen, and water instead of just generic supplies. Not quite as crunchy as Kerbalism, but Kerbalism has a lot of its own issues if you don't like go hardcore on it. Can you scale this down? Not quite that down. There we go. Okay, so we've got a little monopropellant. Not a lot, just a little bit. Okay. RCS. Gyroscopes, that's not going to do fantastic for aerodynamics, but that's okay. Okay. And we're also going to bring a pair of probes. And this is where we're going to have to do a little bit of math. Maybe. I'm gonna have to think about that. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Okay. So I think Spark is still usually our best bet for engine. For our basic probes. Octo. Shift you. Maybe like that. Okay. So science. I don't think. Okay, so we're gonna have that. It's gonna give us our thing. Yeah, surveillance satellite. It's gonna have to be its own mission, I think. And did we unlock any other science? I don't think we unlocked any new science experiments. Single button to do all the science. Yeah. I usually map that to Action Group 7. Gorsat. What is Gorsat? I don't know what Gorsat is, but what's it do? Gorsat. Global ordering. Surface across multiple wavelengths. Can only be used from high orbit. Okay. This is its own kind of thing there. Okay, that's fine. That is a good feature. That is a good feature. You're certainly not wrong about that. Yeah, honestly, this is like way more than what's needed for these. So we're going to give this just a tiny little... Actually, you know what? No, I changed my mind again. Because these might need to be getting into very high inclinations, they might need the fuel. So, yeah. So put you there. Put the Gorsat on. The RPSW on. The other plasma experiment on. These at 90 degrees to each other. One of these is a backup. That should be good. Telling you if you did instrument in that situation with that, yeah, that's also would be hugely helpful. And you know, that's something you can mod in to do in KSP, but these are going to get dumped as soon as it gets into orbit, so that's like not hugely a problem. Yeah, and you know what? That's not a bad way to go about it either. I mean, RimWorld is kind of like that, where the main dev, like, a lot of the stuff that he adds as not like the major part of updates, but as like small parts of updates. Like there's often like in his updates little quality of life things that were originally mods. Pull you down some. Okay. So that's looking more backwards than I remember, but you know what? That's honestly probably fine. It's not interfering with anything. That should be able to detach okay. Okay, so it's going to be our upper stage. We take these, if we take these off, this has 2 kilometers per second delta V. That should be plenty to do our 2 rendezvous, because they're all in low orbit. If we you know, we'll just do it over. That's fine. You know, we should do it over anyway, just if for no other. Actually, do we have new engines? We don't have new engines. That's okay. We should still be okay. This isn't a super duper heavy payload, so. But we do have new fuel tanks. So we can do here. Was it hydrogen? Oh. No, it's just dumb. What are you? Yeah, no, you go up here. There you go. Can you get away with the swivel? You know what? Let's go a little bit more squat. Can we do 1825? Just slightly chunkier tanks. Oh, that keeps going over there. Yeah, this seems okay. No, that's alright. No. There. You go here. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. Okay. So now then we can add, honestly, probably add another one of these. Yeah. Had our good old thumper. Come on. Oh, I don't like what's going on here. Okay. That's a little awkward. Okay, aerodynamics. Let's get us. It's a Delta Deluxe. No, that's not what I want. Delta Deluxe. Yeah, I have a mod that if you put parachutes on them or give them some other method of recovery, they'll get recovered, and you get some money back. I don't know if it's. Oh, no. That would have been bad. I don't know if it's strictly worth it, but eh. And let's limit the thrust here. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so pretty reasonable. Actually, I think I'm going to add a second tank to our second stage. Yeah, okay. And I think that'll help somewhat. Might be too much tank. Throw a half tank on there. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. This is still not quite enough to get into orbit, but that's okay. This should be falling back. You've got what you need. There should be enough life support in here. They're only going to be up a couple hours. So, oh, did satellites? I don't think they have an antenna. Okay. So these both have magnemometers, RPSW, plasma science. Anything else I want to throw on them? Anything else I can throw on them? I don't think. I think we're probably okay on that front. That looks a little bit wonky. We'll see if it works. And we're going to run this in the sim just for a little bit. Just make sure calculations are right. We get off the ground okay. It doesn't immediately spontaneously explode. Okay, frame rate's actually pretty good. This looks like a fairly reasonable rocket too, but not being a little bit wider than sort of like the super long wobbly one before. Like a little picture of Galileo where you can see everyone in there. Not liking this ascent path. We'll have to be a little bit more vertical next time. Oh dear, I don't like that at all. Well, I mean, that could have gone better. Could have gone worse. That could have been not the simulation. I don't know. It just does. That's just how it do. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, so we might need some separatrons here. I might have not unlocked separatrons. So that's a little awkward. I could put drogue chutes on. That might help. Maybe. We'll see. Overall, I think we're okay, though. I think we just need to keep a more vertical ascent path. So, fuck it. We ball. Okay, so this is going to get built. Okay, so while that is getting built, we're going to try and land some of our probes. We had some mishaps with that last time, but it ended up kind of working out okay. We muddled along and did what we needed to do. We didn't try the land, though. However, we did discover there was an issue with our control points in that they weren't pointing in the right direction. So we're going to try and land. And yeah, see if we can do it right side up. Okay, so we're going to go command, we're going to control from here, and you notice our control point changed. I have no idea what the control point was. Activate engine, and turn our fuel on. So we have 921 meters per second of fuel. We have our antenna, okay. Okay, so we need to land at 3 different biomes. Usually, I have something called ScanSat, and usually before landing, we're gonna bring our periaps way down, yeah, like 20 clicks. Usually before doing something like landing, I would have put something there to map it out. But that appears to not be something we can do, unless that's what that big spy satellite thing does. So yeah, maybe one of my next launches I do that big spy satellite thing. I think this is actually a lot more efficient than what we're going to do. Well, I mean, if the moon didn't want to be spied on, maybe it, you know, should be a little bit more private. You know, it's got its face all out everywhere, doing its moon stuff for everyone to see. Okay. Well, that's not good. Alright, well, we're landing somewhere. Maybe. This is very helpful. Impact in estimated burn of... What mod does that? I'm honestly not sure. I have so many installed. Okay, well, you get back in there. We're not quite going to do a suicide burn, but... it's going to be pretty close. Not a bad spot. Looks like it's fairly flat. Overcooked that. Point up, point up. Hey! That's a landing. Oh. We didn't enable our other fuel tank. That's why our Delta V was so low. Alright, well let's... Oh no. Oh, we have just... Okay. Oh, I thought we didn't have enough to send a picture. I don't think that works. This will work. Alright, and what biome are we in? You're in the far side crater. Yeah, I agree. Not that it's like not enough to do science. Like, you can certainly definitely do science, but... Okay, let's see if we can get a twofer here. So we've gotten all of our science from the far side crater. We have 1,300 meters per second. I wonder if we can get up here and just point ourselves north. Ah, Pathy Birdboy, thanks for stopping in. Hope you're having a good night. We're just had one successful moon landing, and hopefully gonna have another successful moon landing. Well, it can take a lot of, well, it can take practice to get there. Oh, I'm on PC, my friend. PC with many, many, many mods. Maybe not half the parts on this are modded, but a lot of these parts. I do not know how to build a Saturn V rocket. That is certainly not something I know how to do. I might be able to build something that kind of approximates it, but well, in Kerbal Space Program, definitely not in real life. Oh, thank you very much for the follow, Pithy Bird Boy. Or Pathy Bird Boy, sorry. Apologies for getting your name wrong there. Space Shuttle, also, again, I built stuff that approximates it, but certainly not something exactly one for one the same. I know a lot of people play like that. Replicating stuff like that isn't what I find most fun about this game. I like coming up, seeing similar challenges. You know, having a goal like, you know, land something on the moon, or land 3 probes on the moon, or rescue someone from orbit like that, and kind of coming up with my own solutions, which are invariably not as good as the very, very smart people at NASA or any of, you know, the world's space programs. But that's just what I find kind of most fun. All right, 2, 1. Yeah, not quite doing a suicide burn, which is the most efficient, but you have to get the timing bang on or you're dead, which is why they call it a suicide burn. Well, I appreciate your vote of confidence there. Okay, whoop, 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 hip, hip, hip. Hey, we got there. With a decent amount of fuel to spare. We're not going to be able to land anywhere else, but... that's right, this doesn't do that here. We are going to be able to get some more data. Springs Polar Crater. Getting some good science here. Yeah, I imagine this game is very hard on either PS4 or Xbox. I find this hard enough with keyboard and mouse. I have played it on Steam Deck a little bit, so that has kind of a similar control layout to Xbox, but that was also, I found, brutally hard. Okay, and control from here, so we're actually looking right side up. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing. Oh. Let's actually get our fuel tanks. Activate the engine. Down to around there. Okay. All right. I'm just watching the periapsis down here. Close enough. Now we're going to circularize here. No mods is one of the reasons I don't own a console. I think bang for the buck, PlayStation 5 or Xbox One Series X1, Series Pro, Turbo, whatever the current one is, you know, you can't complain about the value proposition. If you're talking fun per dollar. But a lot of the games I play either, you know, aren't on console, or like Kerbal. Oh dear. Yeah, that's not what we want. We'll try and aim for this crater here. But we're going to need to... Actually, maybe we... No, I don't want to hang up orbit. No, actually, no. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna aim for this crater here. Yeah, Pathy Bird Boy, I've got around 130 or 150 mods installed. Caveat for that being, you know, some of those mods are like support mods that only allow other mods to work, and some of them, like one mod, might have 10 submods, but yeah. Yeah, console's better. That is true. PC, you can get better deals on games, and because there's a lot more competition. I don't buy games very often, and I certainly don't play hours a day. Um, but no, I like having my PC, and I need a PC for other reasons. Um, well, close enough. Actually, maybe not close enough. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, we fucked it up. Saved it. Whew. That could have been real bad. Got a little over exuberant with that time warp there. No! Hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button. Whew. Alright, got there. Somehow. Okay, sorry. What were we saying? Don't actually need a good GPA. Yeah, I mean, you can play this with a potato system. I don't have a potato system, and it still runs like I do. But that's more of a because I've got so many dang mods. This doesn't work down here. Yeah. But yeah, this will happily run. I mean, this was designed with much older systems in mind. So, yeah. But yeah, there are tons of games. RimWorld is another favorite of mine. And that should complete our main contract for this. Land probes in 3 different biomes, yeah. We still have 1 reserve probe. And it's just going to hang out until we need it. RimWorld actually also very great on Steam Deck and available on, I think, both consoles. Might even be available on the Switch. But again, RimWorld is a game that really benefits from mods. Although it's perfectly playable without mods. It's very fun game even without them. I've actually I downloaded a multiplayer mod and I've been playing that with a friend of mine offline. With the multiplayer mod, multiplayer and Dub's Bad Hygiene being the only real mods we're using. Okay, so let's go to mission. No, not mission control. Administration building. It automatically removed it. It's because we've completed the Minmus program. Or the Moon program. Or Moon probes, that's what we did. So I think Minmus is our next one there, so we'll get Minmus probes. Yeah, RimWorld is nice because the mods come straight from Steam. I mean, this game, the mods being... you can get almost all the mods right from CCAN. And that almost is seamless. Okay. We don't need any of this yet. I don't think we need... Not really much we need right now. Orbital telescope, that's good. I mean, more science is more science. This adds a few experiments. The other thing is, so because this is so heavily modded, I don't actually know the whole tech tree. Oh, search radar. Okay, so this definitely is something I want. This also has some colonization stuff. I feel like there's actually a little bit too much packed in each of these nodes. Especially with all the extra science, we could use a lot more nodes. Scanning tech, here we go. Yeah, there's the infrared telescope. Or one of them. Survey scanners. Okay, yeah. Here we go. Environmental scan. Okay, this is giving us a lot of... Ooh, and beamed power. Maybe we can get into that. This is probably where we go. This isn't the James Webb Infrared Telescope. This is a different one. I think there's a later one that's called the Triple Z Infrared Telescope. That actually has looks like James Webb and has the fold-out thing. It actually came. The mod was out before James Webb was actually launched. I mean, because James Webb's been. Well, we'll get there. I assure you. You stick around, we'll get there. And if you've missed stuff, I've been simulcasting to YouTube or multi-streaming to YouTube at the same time, so you can catch the VODs there. So, also my previous attempt at space programming and most of my other stuff, although it's a lot easier now that you're allowed to do the simulcasting to keep things on there. I am a little bit... I have quite a backlog of stuff that I need to upload. And by a little bit, I think I did everything up to June, so I've got maybe 20 or 30 stream archives that I need to upload, but most of those streams weren't very good anyway. Okay, so what else can we research? I could just hold it back. Scanning tech. Scanning tech. I gotta get scanning tech. Okay. And advanced science tech, that's where we get the Drill-O-Matic, and we can start... Okay. This is where we can start doing mining and outposts and that. So I feel I might try and max everything out before unlocking these nodes, because that's kind of getting us to our next phase where we're starting to really do off-world stuff. But what else could I get? Simple command modules, whatever. Subsonic flight, yeah, it's just something in this tier. So we can do advanced construction. Oh, me either, Smartball. Me either. I only have a vague idea. How you doing tonight? What else could we do? Storage tech. I'm not worried about that right now. Subsonic, we're okay for subsonic. I think probably this, because this is going to give us fairings. And I do feel a little bit skeezy taking advantage of the weird aerodynamics not needing fairings. Yeah, we'll get this. And that kind of maxes out our science. Okay, now how are we doing on our construction? We still have a couple days to go. That's fine. Yeah, okay, we still have quite a few days to go for our rescue mission. I'm doing good, Smartball. I'm doing good. Just enjoying some free time and being able to play some games. It's always a good time. And enjoying my internet not crapping out on me today. Okay, so mission control. Do we have any missions? We don't have any missions yet. That's whatever, I don't really need the cash. Alright, go away, I don't care. Don't care. Okay, this one I do care about. No. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Okay, so, so let's roll this out. Launch near sunrise. Okay. Now, if I go to launch, okay, good. So I only want our pilot. Because we need 2 empty seats for the people we're picking up. But yeah, so what we're doing right now, Smartball, is we're doing a rescue mission. Because there's 2 people that got stuck in orbit. I don't know how, we're the only space center on the planet, but... Actually, that's not quite true. I don't know if it's the mod or they just added them into the game, but there's actually a couple other space launch pads on the planet now. There's a desert airstrip and launch pad, and there's the Woomerang airstrip and launch pad. There might be one more that I'm forgetting. All right, bud. It's all up to you. Gonna go pretty much straight up. Because last time when we didn't go straight up, we encountered some issues. And we do want to get well and truly clear the atmosphere when we try and nice cloud layer here. I don't know how this is going to show up on stream with compression, but yeah, we want to be well and truly out of the atmosphere when we get to our final stage. Alright, well, that could have gone better, but you know what? It didn't break off our fins this time, so we're going to call that a win. They have a roadmap for what they're adding to KSP2. I don't think life support is on that roadmap, if I'm remembering correctly. Stinky bong juice. What is up? Well, we're getting pretty up. We're about 45 kilometers up right now. Doing a little rescue mission to try and rescue some conscripts. I mean, people who will willingly join us of their own accord to work for no pay for life. Necessary for doing colonies. Yeah, I think it's a big part of the immersion factor for as well. For me, anyway. Yeah. Oh, do we have a maneuver? Oh, we have the maneuver planner now. Oh. This is just mech jeb. It's a little bit cheaty, but I'm kind of not a great pilot, but it's just like such a nice quality of life thing because I know how to circularize. It's pretty simple, but it just makes it so much nicer. Alright, engine is active. If they don't need food and supplies, what do they need? Yeah, exactly. Picked up this game a while back, never played it before. Oh, well, I'm glad you've come around. It's quite the time, I find. Once you get into it, you really get sucked in. Yeah, the thing with the Kerbal Snacks mod, I think it was Snacks. It's either Snacks or the one I was using before, Umber Space. They don't, by default, they don't die when they run out of supplies. They go on strike, which I think was interesting. I certainly wouldn't play this while I'm smoking Stinky Bong Juice, although I do have a stream that is not archived, and I might post an edited video of it at some point, where on April 20th, I may or may not have imbibed some legal substances and got to the point where I could see time in 3D and watch some interesting space-themed YouTube videos from like Kurzgesagt and The Complete History of the Universe. If you haven't heard of The Complete History of the Universe, it is a very fun time if you're into that sort of thing. Rendezvousing is very difficult. On my last stream, there should be an archive on both YouTube and Twitch, although it kind of had some issues with the my internet kept going out because my Ethernet cable came unplugged. Basically, Once I've finished circularizing here, I'll show you once I split these probes off. Yeah, exactly. Just like the Carl Sagan stuff, it's in that vein. Um, Complete History of the Universe. Astron is another good one for that. But yeah. So rendezvousing in this game is you get within visual range, which is 2.2 kilometers, I think, is what visual range is. I usually aim for 1 to 300 meters, so the closer the better. But what you want to do, you want to select target and then relative velocity, and then you'll have 2 more pips come up on your nav ball, and one of them is relative velocity positive and negative. And you want to aim right at that relative velocity negative, and you'll have a little target thing as well that will show your relative velocity, and you make that 0. Now the really tricky part is timing it. And a trick for that, and you do need to have the maneuver planner for this trick. I don't attempt rendezvous without the maneuver planner. I think that's too difficult for me anyway. Alright, so we're going to stop that here because I don't actually know. Actually, no, this is actually great because I need to do a bunch of rendezvous. I forgot, that's literally what this mission is. We're doing 2 rendezvous this mission, so I can show you. So we're going to decouple you. We're going to extend the solar panels. And we're going to call you probe A. I'm going to go back here, I'm going to launch the other one. And we're going to call you probe B. Yeah, I can't believe I completely forgot that what I'm doing is a rendezvous mission. Okay, so close you've come is 6.2 kilometers. Okay, so open you, I believe. Oh no, I don't need to open you. My solar panels are just there. Okay, let me catch up with chat here. Identical orbit, slightly below the target. Ah, that's the trick in it. Matt Loud, Everyday Astronaut, they're good. I don't actually know. I don't watch Everyday Astronaut. I'm vaguely aware of him in that I saw like actually is getting to go to space, which is awesome. But yeah, okay. So we're gonna set our target here to you, and I hope I have enough time to do this. Okay, so we've now got our intercept things, and you seem to know what's going on with that. So I like to change it down here. You can see your intersect distance, and this can help you kind of tune things in. So we're gonna just wiggle it around and see what we can do. And this might actually not be fantastic. I'm not the bestest at this. I take a lot of trial and error. So yeah, let's. Oh, we're in a bad position here. Okay, so I'm in a bad position here to get this guy. So we're gonna try and. I could wait a day, but oh, come on, go away. I want to get rid of it. Get rid of you. So we're actually going to switch targets here. We're going to try and... Franbella. Franbella? Franbella. Okay. So we're going to add our maneuver here. The ascending node or descending node are where I like to do them because that's the easiest place to change your inclination. So, okay, so here we're waiting 1 orbit. That's not too bad. Okay, so we've got 5-kilometer intersection. So we're kind of very nearly on point, but we're going to see if we can dial that in some. Actually, I like to turn this sensitivity down. And I just kind of go through here, kind of going around in a circle, trying to find where I can get to get the intersect as low as possible. And when it starts going up, I pick a different one. And if you just keep going around the circle, eventually you'll be able to dial it in to, you know, you could boop them right on the nose if you wanted to. So in this case, the inclination was where it was off. Okay, so here's my inclination, seems to be a little bit more on point. Knock that. Nope, that's not right. $750. 500 meters. Okay, 50 meters. That's pretty much bang on. So, what I'm going to do is... oh, and I have been able to read chat while doing that. Limited time, only a few days. Can't sit and wait and do laps around the planet. That is the thing. But laps around the planet aren't super long. And what you can do to make it go faster, you can burn a little bit more fuel and have a more... because you want your orbit to not be exactly the same. You want it to have a little bit of variance. So if I had a more elliptical orbit, or just a wider orbit in general, then each orbit, the difference is going to be more and more. Katana going a lot lower, so a bit lower, or exactly. Or you could go higher and come in from above. So if you go lower, you're going to be catching up to them. If you go higher, they're going to be catching up to you. Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to try and execute this node as best I can. And I could use MechJeb here, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to try and stick to using the non-modded mechanics here. This is such a nice button, warp to maneuver node. Although I'm drifting off a little bit. Okay, that's fine. So 14 seconds, so I want to start my burn at around 15, 16 seconds. Or sorry, no, 8 seconds. I think I might have just waited too long. It's already had 2 years to get it done. Yes, when you get near the satellite, starts to get near the satellite, the moon grabs you. Oh wow, you are, yeah, that's way out there. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, and that's exactly right. Yeah, if you take more fuel, you have more options. So if it's a, so you're saying like the person you need to rescue is out in an orbit like this, where it's like really near the moon? Because I think the moon starts to pick you up like sphere of influence is like about that big, if I'm remembering right. Yeah, that's a tricky one, but all right. So let's try and keep this on track here. Okay, so the other thing I can do, so you want to be really careful with RCS because it can mess you up real bad. But I got within, so I got 286 meters here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm stabilized, turn on my RCS. I'm just going to go quick little burn there, turn my RCS back off. So, okay, so now I'm lined up, my orbit is pretty much bang on. So right here, we're going to intersect. What I'm going to do is right here, I'm going to add a maneuver. And I'm going to add a maneuver to circularize as best I can to his orbit. That doesn't work. Why does that not work? Oh, my inclination's off. Tricky one here. I'm also gonna let's turn off all these other orbits here and clean this up a little. Okay, so yeah, so let's try and get this orbit lined up as best I can. Doesn't need to be perfect. But this is pretty close. This is to give me an idea of when I need to do that intersection and how much. So this is going to get me not perfectly matched with him, but like approximately. And that'll be good enough. So, I'm also going to switch to target mode, and you'll see when we start to get close, the target relative velocity indicator is going to get lined up. You got 2 hours? Well, I mean, this rescue mission here, this is only going to last, it's going to be less than 2 days. It's probably going to be 6 hours, a day and a half, somewhere there. With them being so far out, that's going to be difficult, though not impossible. It is still possible, but it's going to be a difficult one. Okay, so here he is. And it does tell me what a relative velocity is, so I do need to actually burn more fuel than I thought. I actually don't need this node anymore. This is just to give me a ballpark idea. So I'm actually going to hold on our relative velocity. And you want to get this to basically 0. I mean, you know what the money's for. The reputation stars, the higher your reputation, the better contracts you can do. It's not a huge deal. It's not a huge deal. I actually... Oh wow, got here just in time. His food, water, and oxygen were depleted. Oh shit. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, goodbye. Okay, so this, not perfect, but okay. So, what I can do now, either I can tab over to him, have him get out and come over here. I want to get a little bit closer. So, I'm going to go to about... How much model propellant do I have? Not that much. Ah! I'm pretty sure this is all modded. Yeah, milestones I think give a lot of reputation. We'll just get lined up like that. And wait until we get a little bit closer, say within like maybe 200 meters. Yeah, exactly. It's nice to have the contracts because then you're kind of like doubling up. But yeah, you get the milestone regardless. So you will get a milestone for your first rendezvous, but no, Minmus isn't harder. It's just a little bit further away. You need a little bit more fuel, but like maybe only an extra 600 or 800 meters per second of delta V. Minmus is going to be like my next big milestone. But it's not as big of a milestone as landing on the moon. Yes, that's true. Or is it? No, Minmus actually has is equatorial. The moon has an inclination change. I think it's the other way around. Yeah, Minmus has a super, super low gravity. So you say because of the mods. I thought it was like that in vanilla too. I thought Minmus had zero inclination because I don't think any of my mods changed that. Sorry, I don't know if the mic picked that up, but the dog's going a little bit... He's doing something. Oh wait, sorry, this is the target relative velocity. Which mod would I have that would change your orbit? I don't have like Principia or anything. Okay. 3 centimeters per second of drift I can take. Okay. Can you get... No. Okay, good. I thought sometimes they end up in a pod with no, there we go. A pod with no door. And when there's no door, that can be a problem. I was 100% sure that Minmus was the one that the moon was the one that had an inclined orbit. Because I didn't always play this with mods. I mean, I've been playing this, well, since the science, which I think was, what was that, 0.17? Something like that was when they added science. Franbella is a scout. I don't know what a scout does. That is certainly mod. Okay. That is one successful rescue. And it's a tilted. Okay, well, there we go. Okay, so we're going to set as target the other one. So the issue is we're pretty much on the same orbit. So I'm going to have to... Yeah. I'm going to actually have to... I think lower my... Oh. What's a period? Oh, only 7,700. I actually don't have a public Discord at this time. One of these days I'll get around to it. Oof. Yeah, this is a little rough. But I've got a good amount of fuel. We'll just eyeball this. Boost up to, say, 120. Okay. But regardless, it's not a huge inclination change either way. Anyway. Yeah, that's exactly what they say in NASA. Okay, so what's our... Okay, so... Meh. I forgot you could use a scroll wheel for this. Alright. Good luck, Bong Juice. Fly safe. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. If I scooch this around. No, 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 no. Pretty bang on. Alright, we're gonna do a quick save here. Yeah, rendezvousing is one of the more difficult things in the game. It's certainly... Yeah, not something I would feel... Yeah, it's not something to be ashamed that you're struggling with. It's one of the, certainly one of the more difficult things in the game. Yeah. And you're right, the low orbit is a lot easier, especially when you have the, like the moon's sphere of influence to contend with. Take it slow. Quick save. Do a quick save. Probably before you launch. But yeah, the rendezvous missions, I do recommend kind of getting familiar with it, because what I'm doing here, these rescue missions, these are like clutch for getting new recruits. 80,000 meters. Oh, you shouldn't be getting problems with the moon at that point. Let's. Nope, no, 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 no. This is the trick with RCS. If it's like freaking out. There we go. I want intersect 2, right? Yeah, intersect 2. Yeah, you know what, whatever. Hey Evie, how's it going? Stuff is happening, and it is happening in space. We just rescued Fran Bella. She's a scout. I don't know what that means. Oop, I didn't want to go EVA. Get back in there. But it means something. This is certainly a mod. I've got a mod where you can get out and walk around the cabin. It doesn't really do anything with gameplay. It's just fun. Okay, so yeah, let's here. That can happen. You can set up your intercept to be such that you have to go through the atmosphere. So you do have to watch out for that you're not going to like go through re-entry when you're trying to get your intercept. Alright, so I'm going to need to do 30 seconds. It's going to be about a 4-second burn. Again, having that little circularized thing so that you have a ballpark idea of like how long it's going to take you to do the burn. And that will tell you like when your closest intercept is. Actually, no. There we go. Now I'm in intercept mode, so now it's telling me it's going to be in 18 seconds. So I'm going to need to start burning at about T-minus 2 seconds. I think I have that mod, because the mod that I have, you can like click and drag on the controls. And, okay, so 3 meters per second, which is still a fair bit, but there we go. Turn the lights on? Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay. Do you have a door? God, tell me you have a door. Teddy is a geologist, and oh boy, is she happy to be here. Hatch is blocked. Okay. Thank goodness there was another hatch. Controlling in EVA mode is also really hard to learn how to do. Okay, well that's everybody. So we have a geologist who does... What does geologists do? Bulk harvesters, such as regolith sifters, to extract valuable resources. Okay, well that's cool. Scouts are... I don't know, but we're going to bring her along to stuff. So I think that'll be fun. It'll be fun times. Alright, so we have now unset target. We're in orbit mode. So yeah, so now we just basically can deorbit. Uh... I've got a mod called Trajectories, which will show me where I'm going to land. So I'm going to try and put her down right on the Space Center. Yeah, I mean, I know there are people, you know, your Matt Lounge, your Scott Manleys and whatnot that are able to just eyeball it, but I'm not one of those people. Alright. Well, we're going to lose a lot of fuel, but whatever. Alright. Goodbye. I also forgot, we have absolutely no control. Because this has no anything, so we're just going to be doing what we're doing. Oh, and the decoupling force gave us like an extra pushback, so we might not actually land at the Space Center. Everyone's having a good time. I don't know if I would be, but... Yeah, if you got 6,000 hours in the game, go ahead and eyeball it. Yeah, pretty much. Here am I sitting in a tin can. Planet Kerb is green and there's nothing I can scream. Oh, we also have a smaller cross section because we don't have the rest of the rocket. That's probably why it got messed up a little bit. But I have seen re-entries where you go in with the rocket and it flips around and stuff explodes and then people die. And that's not what we want. That's not what we want. Well, Teddy's not going to be useful right now, but as a geologist, when we start to do like mining and whatnot, that could be very helpful. Because my eventual goal for this playthrough is to bring Kerbalization into becoming a Type 1 civilization. And, well, not having a Dyson sphere, because I don't know how you could make that in Kerbal Space Program. You can make a Dyson swarm. So my end goal is to be able to have a swarm of power-generating satellites, being able to beam power where I want it, and eventually going to another solar system, which I have modded in. So if we look over here, there's the Zero system, which has planets and whatnot, and actually it's, I believe it's a binary system. I think there's a second star there. But yeah, that's my plan, is to have a automated mining outpost, maybe automated, maybe it can't be automated, on Moho, and then turn Moho into our mining whatnot. Alright, well, we're going to go down in the ocean. That's not the best, but it'll be fine. We still got plenty of ablator left. Alright. Actually, let's look at our recovery. So, lost our decoupler, whatever. Well, it looks like we recovered quite a bit of it. I think the parachutes only cost like a couple hundred each, so alright, we're getting to the thicker part of the atmosphere. We're really starting to slow down. We're pulling 1, 2, 3 Gs of deceleration. But well, I hope this helped you out there, Stinky Bong Juice. Let me know how your recovery goes. And usually I would hit the drogue chutes now, but we are 10 kilometers up, and that just eats up a lot of time. So I'm going to hit the drogue chutes maybe around 3 kilometers. And then the parachute at 500 meters. So that we're spending less time just in free fall. Ba, 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 ba. Oop. There we go. I probably overdid it on the parachutes. I usually do. But I think the drogue chutes in this game are a little bit overpowered as is. They're a little bit big for, I think, what they are. They're pretty much parachutes on their own. These are the drogue chutes, right? Yeah, drogue chutes. These should... I think drogue chutes are mostly for... what they're supposed to be used for is keeping things in the correct direction and adding a little bit of drag. So these should be like... very small, very small. Let's pop our final chute here. That just clips through the other chutes. And slowly drift down to the water. Nice normal recovery. And yeah, that's how you do a rendezvous and rescue mission. Trying to get the node right to get a close encounter with it. There you go. There you go. Remember what I said, get it kind of aligned, then use the little ones and kind of go around, you know, your oh shit, I can't remember the names of them. The blue, purple, and green ones, and just kind of go around and try and get it dialed in like that. Okay, what other missions can we get? Scan for a suitable location for a base. Ah, here we go. Science data from around Kerban, we can do that. Another rescue mission. Pair satellite, explore the moon. Do we build a base on the moon? I mean, probably. But we'll get there later. That's just an easy one. Stranded in low Kerban orbit. Yeah, we can do that. Oh, last year someone successfully landed a rover on a distant body. I mean, we're not even the first ones to get there? Dang it. Okay, what's my reputation at? Like 37 and a half, 37, something like that. That's not too bad. I am going to scan the moon. I don't know that I want to do a contract for it. But it is time. We are going to go ham on the satellite. Because we unlocked a bunch of science. And we're going to make the use of it. Okay, so. I think we're just gonna go with the Octo again. I like the Octo, but we're gonna pop that in a service bay because we're gonna have a nice sleek satellite. Maybe. These openable carbon things. Need something that opens up. What the heck is this? It's a hangar deck. That's certainly modded. Okay, well let's look at our science here. We have a lot more now. We unlocked a lot that last round. So, we're gonna have this. So this is gonna be a thing. We have a very small orbital telescope. Which conveniently is nice and partially shaded. Multispectral imaging platform. I think we're gonna have to go through this one by one. Okay, well, let's get some. Let's get a fuel tank on here. No, not you. No, what size is this? Do I have any fuel tanks of that size? I would have hoped I would have had some fuel tanks of that size. Whatever. Let's go with the... Oh, there it is. There we go. So what now? 1812. There we go. Okay, well, let's tuck this back in. Okay. We'll pop our trusty old LV909 on there. Put a little service bay on there. Hopefully give us a little bit of room. Okay. So what do we need for Sianche? We need a survey scanner. Maybe. Got the node. Intersects 7.2 meters. You know what? That's okay. You're not going to get it bang on. Even if you get it to 0 meters, you can just burn for like 1% of the split second and you're fine. But yeah, let's go through this top to bottom. Aquatic, not going to need that. Atmospheric fluid spectrovariometer. Nope, we're going to be in space. Cosmic dust. Yes, that's something we're going to want. Which way does this open? Yeah, okay. On the red side, that makes sense. Cosmic dust animalizer. I'll put you here for now. Environmental dynamics analyzer. Spare impact is either in flight or on surface. I think that means that's not for space. Low altitude observations, ablative laser for... Okay, so it's... Yeah, so these are not for in space. Gamma ray spectrometer. This feels spacey to me. So we can pop you... Here, maybe. That one's a little bit bigger. Gorsat. I already had that launched, so may not need it. But on the other hand, maybe it'll come in handy. Pop here. Yeah, lowering the thrust limiter, it's a little bit cheap, but you know, you do what you can. Orbital telescope. Yes, this one. Yeah, this one I want pointing the opposite direction of the dish, because you're going to be like, it's kind of shielded by the dish. Trace gas analyzer, that's atmospheric, we don't need that. No, I'm skipping ahead. Survey scanner, let's pop the survey scanner on here, just for now. We'll see. Multispectral imaging. So it is surface and composition of planets, only useful in orbit, so we can put that on here. Plasma science. Search radar. What do you do? Scanning mode, surface, max altitude, 500,000 meters. Interesting. This can detect anomalies as well, that's interesting. So these are scanning for different things, because this is scanning for resources, this is scanning for resources, this is scanning for anomalies. Infrared telescope. You know what? I think I'm going to put the infrared telescope on here. I'm going to take the search radar off, and we're going to have a different satellite that's doing scanning, because we're going to need a bunch of them. This one's going to be for science. All right, X-ray, lithochemistry, ground-based experiment. Okay, so that's not what we want. We'll pop the plasma one on here. You did it! Hell yeah, buddy! Good job. Good job. It's never as sweet as the first time, but the first time is sweet. How do you switch to that person's pod to EVA them? If you're playing on PC with keyboard and mouse, it is square brackets. If you're playing on Xbox or... Oh, okay, there you go. I was going to say, if you're playing on Xbox or PC, I don't know what to tell you. I'll throw the infrared spectrometer on there as well. Uh-oh, major error. Si ce n'est pas bueno. Alright, it's gonna give us a boatload of science. And we've got, we got oodles of Delta V as well. I just want some kind of cap for that. Might have forgotten to bring an extra pod for them to come back with you. Oh no! Oh! Oh, we've all been there. That doesn't make it any easier. Yeah, now you know you can do it at least. That's true, that's true. Okay, so let's get some electrical going here. Put in a nice fat battery, actually. Put this nice fat battery here. Emergency capacitor bank. They go out? No, they don't. Okay. ones don't swivel. You know what? I think that's okay. We pair them. Like this. Yeah, that works. Actually, no, that's not okay. Because if we're looking head on, then we're having issues. Basic pod on top of your... You could do that. You could launch it. So my original plan was to launch it with a probe for my last mission. So you could be controlling it with a probe core and having your pod, like, you know, got your pod there and your probe core on top of it controlling it. That's what I would do probably than instead of having a second pod. If you have a really good pilot and you need the... so the different probes have different SAS. So the Steputnik has no SAS. The Octo has basic SAS. It doesn't have prograde or retrograde, but it does have hold position. If you need the better pilot, can you do something like the Mark 1 lander can and then the Mark 1 command pod, or do you only have the command pod available? If I was stacking, I would go with the lander cans. If you can do that. If not, something else you could do is you could do like a bicoupler thing. Under structural, again, if you have it unlocked. Or the lander can, yeah. I would just do the lander can and stack the other one on top of that. And I have done that in the past. Okay, so back to you. How am I going to power this guy? I guess... we just do some of the 1x6s? Yeah. And then if we're straight at the sun, then they can swivel. And they'll get enough power that we could get some control. There's a lot going on here, but I think it's okay. We're going to need some reaction control. I mean, it depends on how much extra fuel you had. It's half a ton. That's not nothing. Just put it under the pod. Oh, yeah. Honestly, if you've got the heat shield, half the time I don't run the heat shield. The heat shield comes with way more ablator than you need. Like it's got 200, I would knock that down to 20. And you can make back some of your mass there. Yeah, you had plenty of fuel, then yeah, you're fine. If you're adding more than one lander can, you might have some issues, but... Oh, yeah, you're Gucci. You're Gucci. How heavy is this? 8 tons. Ooh. Okay, so let's get back to our command and control here. Or there. Oh, we can't put them there. Well, then you know what? We're going to add another tiny, tiny fuel tank. Nope. Tinier than that. Just to give us a little extra torque there. Okay. Actually, these are going to be fine. Start from there. Well, let's keep all the science on the outside. Let's have 2 of these guys. What did you name your space station, Stinky Bong Juice? Mary Jane Aerospace. Nice. Nice. A long time ago, I actually created a custom flag, although I lost it. So this was actually one that I just got off of the Vexology, one of the Vexology forums on Reddit. So it's the fully automated luxury gay space communism flag, which tickled me. So that's what I went with. Yeah. Okay. Anything else I'm missing? I'm not going to need RCS for this. I've got oodles of Delta V. This is going to go into a pretty polar orbit. It's going to be the Voyager 1 instead of the Voyager 1, because this is just covered in cameras and spy satellites and whatnot. And again, I find that amusing. Okay, good luck, Stinky Bong Juice. Okay, electrical, I don't think I need to worry about thermal issues. You know what? Let's throw in a couple radiators anyway. Actually, no. Let's throw one radiator pointing away from the our infrared telescopes. Okay, we've got 2,000 electrical. That should be plenty for transmitting our science. Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about that. Oh, maybe we'll put one solar panel here. as like our backup. We're gonna have 2 antennas, that's fine. Science, I think we got all the science that we want. We're gonna cargo. Do we need any utility stuff? I don't think so. A Mark 1 ISRU module. When did I unlock this? Either way, we don't need an ISRU. I don't think we've unlocked. Okay, we do actually have a Clampatron unlocked. But I don't feel like that's going to be something I ever want to do for this satellite. This is kind of going to be doing its own thing. If we do, this is not going to be a serviceable satellite. Yeah, okay, so I don't think we need anything else on here. Let's get you tucked back in. So, we're going to do T12 coupler. Oh, payload now. No, not you. Okay, so let's close this up. Our fairing. Okay, so we actually have a fairing. Okay, so now why are we doing this? We have the bigger fairing. Yeah, we got the 1.8. Let's get it a little bit more than that. It's going to be a little heavier, but also a little bit more aerodynamic and a little bit more stable, I think. Okay. Can we go full Rockomax? Do we have adapters for that? No. And I don't think I have any super big engines either. But how do we look here? Actually not as bad as I thought. Structural. No. Okay, well let's see what it looks like once we get some boosters on it. This might be where we start to want the heavier rocketry. Just. Alright, that's going to be a difficult launch, but I think we'll make it work. There's our good old Delta Deluxe, thank you. Parachutes on there. I don't really have any better engines, so this was 480. Yeah. So I add like a radial jet engine or something. Or a radial rocket engine. Do I have any radial rocket engines? I don't think I do, actually. Yeah, no. I got some interesting jet engines, now that I'm looking here. But, yeah, no. Yeah, no. Okay, so let's put up some launch clamps. This is kind of what we're looking at. Don't make much of a difference. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't make much of a difference. Actually, yeah. I think it's probably better just not having this tank with anything in it. Okay, I'm just gonna save this, and actually let's run the simulation. Just make sure it's getting into orbit okay. Okay. Just going up. Oh dear. No, no, no. We've got to turn off the automated. No, no, I don't want it deployed. Prevent shielded deploy. Go back in. What do you mean cheese? I'm trying to be as uncheesy as possible. I forgot. I haven't used radiators in like a year. If I was cheesing, I would have manually added 4 of these engines here. I haven't unlocked the bigger engines, or I could have used tweak scale if I really wanted to cheese it. Let's restart this. I'm always cheese. Listen. I set my own rules, and then I try and stick to them as best I can. The backflip rocket was not intentional. Also, if you look at actual NASA launches, they usually look a lot more like this. It's usually pretty much, you know, as much fuel as it can possibly lift. So their thrust to weight ratio usually starts off at about 1, whereas I usually aim for like 1.3 right off the bat. Pretty vertical ascent path. You can say I'm cheesing because I use mods. Do you think I can make a NASA... Oh my god, it's hard to read chat like this. Do you think I can make a NASA rocket that can go to the moon? In real life or in Kerbal Space Program? Because real life, absolutely not. Kerbal Space Program, possibly, but I'm not going to because that's not my jam. That's not my. Fork. Oh dear. Alright, that has not gone well. It was just a simulation. It was only a simulation. I'm running a mod where, like... Oh, thank you very much for the follow, Stinky Bone Juice. I'm running a mod where it adds building time. So it says, you know, this is going to take 7 days, 3 hours, 18 minutes. So I also have another mod that lets me simulate things for... I have to pay to run the simulation, so that simulation cost me like 3,000 units of currency. I'm calling them clams because I'm an otter. That's what I'm going with. A little more straight on. Oh, these aren't straight on. Why are you not straight on? He's not straight on. That looks pretty straight on. That's a little better. Yeah, that was part of the issue. Yeah, this is not giving me a lot of control. Because this does not have thrust vectoring as a thing. Well, I will be putting a space station up there. I assume in orbit was what you meant by up there. That won't be a today thing, though. Today, I'm putting up my little spy satellite here. That'll probably be the last thing that I do for today, is get this into orbit and start running some of the experiments. How can I stabilize this? Well, maybe if I get rid of these and put on something with a little bit more control authority. The AVR6 tail fins. Listen, my friend. If you don't end up with a spinning, exploding rocket now and again, you're not playing Kerbal Space Program correctly. We're out here pushing the limits of physics. On approach for your intersect, you can do it. You did it once before, you just forgot to put a seat in for him. What do you mean again? Also, it said prevent shielded deploy was on. Why did it deploy when it was shielded? Alright, up we go. Besides, also Pathy Bird Boy, if I really wanted to cheese it, I have a mod. I can just automatically get it into orbit, and the computer will do it for me. But I try and do things by hand first. At least a few times before. Oh yeah! Yeah, the designing and planning the missions for me is a lot more fun than actually piloting, especially since I'm doing it with a keyboard. It can be difficult, and especially when I get big craft and I get really low frame rates. So, Mechanical Jet 2.0, one of the most helpful mods in Kerbal Space Program. Steady. Keep it steady. Keep it steady. Keep it steady. Kept it steady. Nothing exploded. Yeah. Yeah, these little tail fin parts here. A little bit more control authority. This is helping a lot. Although I thought we would have had more Delta V. This. Well, it's steady now. I was working hard to keep it steady. This might not be enough to get us into orbit. get this up to a reasonably high apoapsis, there's a good amount of fuel here. Now you can stop that engine, but I don't know what the keybind is. Well, the keybind is X on my keyboard. I'm not going to stop the engine. Okay, yeah, we're going. We're moving. I think this is wrong because I've already added quite a bit more. Yeah, this can't be right. And when I was in the editor, it said it was like 3 kilometers per second. Yeah, I've already added 1,500 meters per second. Alright, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Have it automatically execute. When is my next stream? That is a good question. So I am, this playthrough of the game, I am only streaming it. The issue with my work schedule, I'm still trying to rearrange things so that I can stream a little bit more often. Because right now, yeah, I don't really... Well... It can be hard to see the rocket, but that's kind of how space is, unfortunately. I wonder why this is off so much. So I had to burn like 700 or 800. Okay, so it's saying I have 973 left. This isn't as inclined if Norva doesn't want, but just tell it to execute the next node, see what happens. It controls well. There we go, now you're doing your thing. Yeah, I currently don't have a stream schedule. I just kind of stream when I can. Yeah, I have a lot more fuel than it's saying I have. Okay. But this is working now. This is working now, so we're going to do it. I already burned 10,000 clams on that simulation. I prefer the darks or launching in the daytime because, as you can see, it's easier to see. Okay, so yeah, so that's the Voyager 1. I'm pretty satisfied with that. I don't know why, because this Delta V seems a lot more correct. I don't know why my Delta V numbers were off in game, but all right. So let's we're gonna build this. And I want to get that up into a pretty high orbit. That was a simulation flight, so it was yeah, it was a test flight. But with the mods I have to pay to run simulations like that. Okay, so no. All right, I'm gonna go to the tracking station so I can do some time warping until it's done building. Well, in-game money, not cold hard cash. Yeah, so we're going to warp until that's completed, and I'm doing it this way so I don't give anyone seizures with the flashing lights, because it can be a lot. Okay. Alright, do we have any new missions? Now that it's been a minute. Orbital survey of Minmus. That's where we want to. That's what we want to do. We're gonna do the Minmus. We can do the moon. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. How many things are in orbit? I have a number of things in orbit. I just disabled them on the map because it was getting cluttered. Earlier today, we landed things on the moon. I think you were here for that. But I've already got like a communication network satellite, or communication satellite network for the moon. Not a particularly good one, like it's not covering the poles very well. But I've got relay satellites here. I've got 2 landers landed on the moon, a reserve lander, this guy that's just hanging out. Got some other stuff going on. Didn't fail. You have to pause for now. Well, that's good. I hope you enjoy your dinner. Stinky bong juice. And yeah, because I know how that can hit when stuff gets to be extra dank. So you say. Nothing hits like poutine and anti-anxiety herbal inhalants. Alright. And just for you, Bird Boy, we're going to launch this during the day so you can see what's going on. Because, yeah, the Twitch compression can do a number on it. Especially if you're not watching on the display with pretty good contrast. Alright, this is the real one. Hopefully it doesn't explode. Alright. Check our stages. You all fire, then you fall. Then we... No. Oh wait, yeah, that's fine. Then we break that, kick that off. Then you go. Okay. You should not be deploying. Alright. Up we go. There was a contract at Mission Control that said to explore the moon. I didn't feel like doing it. It wanted to do a... I've done that stream of contracts before, where it wants you to scan the moon for a base site and then build the base site at a particular spot, blah, 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 blah. I already know how to build a base, and the money from those contracts isn't actually a whole lot. I don't know, maybe I'll do it, but that won't be today. Because I'm going to be sending resource looker-upper satellites into orbit first around the moon and Minmus, because if I recall correctly, resource distribution is randomly generated, like when you start a new save file. It gives you a new seed, and I want to see what the resources look like before. There we go. I want to see what the resources look like before I actually commit to where I'm building a base. Okay, so these numbers are actually looking a lot more correct to what I expected. So 2 kilometers and 3 kilometers per second of delta V. So yeah, I'm not sure what that bug was, but this is good. I want to get this into a pretty high orbit. I didn't get it in that high of an orbit before, but I want this. I mean, I can basically point this straight up and just leave it here, because I want this to be in a very elliptical and very inclined orbit. Actually, it doesn't need to be that elliptical, but it does need to be pretty inclined. So we're just going to park it here. Aiming for maybe 250,000 meters. To start off with, anyway. We'll aim for 200. I think 200 will be probably around where we want to be. We're in space. Ditch that. A little mass. There we go. U, open U. Let's extend our antennas. All right. So I'm not going to circularize all the way. I'm just going to get it to maybe 240 by 100,000. Ooh, and this one's biomeable. Oh! Alright, well, I'm going to disable science transmission from that. But, okay, that's fine. Got you. These are all biomeable. Only high orbit. Okay. Okay, yeah. Infrared telescope can't be done right now. I don't know why, but okay. Maybe it can't be done while we're in motion. Of Kerman's northern hemisphere. Okay, interesting. Okay, so it looks like I do need to get into a high orbit. What is that big thing? This is a intelligence satellite. Well, it's a spy satellite. Okay, so let's get out into a nice high orbit then. I'm just going to have it automatically execute the next node because it's easier and yeah. Once I get out here, I'm going to make it a nice inclined orbit, kind of like this one, so we can get a good view of the whole planet. Oh, I wonder if the infrared telescope needs to be in a solar orbit. Or Kerbal orbit. I think it's just called the sun in the game, but... Right on the button of 1,000,000. Million by 250,000 kilometers. It's only suitable from high orbit. Oh, wait a minute, 100,000, that's why. Not in high orbit yet. Oh, now it's blinking. Does that mean I can use it? I don't know why it's blinking. Ah, you can do it from high orbit. Okay. How about you? Yeah, I can do you from high orbit as well. Okay. Getting some good science here. Some okay science. And this can be high or low. That's nice. These nice fat solar panels, we're getting a lot of solar energy, even though it's kind of half blocked by this. You're fixing to see if you can try to circle the Earth. Well, this isn't Earth. There is a mod called Real Solar System where it's just our solar system. And I mean, we are going to circle it because, you know, it's in orbit. But my orbit is 1 million meters by 250,000 meters, so 250 by 1,000 kilometers. Which the Kerbal system, you know, orbits are everything in Kerbal's space program is a lot smaller, basically. But yeah, okay, so this is where we meet. Oh, your PS4 Kerbal, gotcha. Let's shut down the engine here. Oh, shut it down. Pointer here. And there we go. And that's Voyager 1 in orbit. Oh, any other contracts? We can do some scanning. With at least 14 degrees of inclination and 18 eccentricity. No, I don't have those. Oh, I think I do have them on the... Oh, right, yeah. I got them on the probes that I dropped off on the other mission. Alright, let's switch to one of these probes and see if we can't knock out that other contract. Or at least get it starting to go, because that's a contract that takes a long time. Yeah. I remember now. Let's extend you. Let's extend you. Let's extend you. Alright, what do I need? 0.18 eccentricity, 14 degrees inclination. And again, it's because I'm starting to. Oh wait, no, abort execution. That's not what I want to do. Not done. Actually, you know what? Yeah, you can do that. Screwed it up. I'm gonna get you out to 1.3 from 130. Yeah. Zoop it. Then we'll get into a nice inclination and just kind of let it do its thing. Although we are going to have to run this scan. From the low orbit. And then you do it again from high orbit. And then it just kind of needs to sit there for a good long time. Actually, we have enough fuel. We could send the other one to Minmus. Maybe we'll do that today and just send the other one to Minmus. Like 45 degrees. These aren't like super fully loaded with science, but it's a decent amount. And you know, it'll let us do what we want with our other satellite. We'll be duplicating some of it, but that's fine actually. The two parts that are overlapping aren't like actually super heavy, so okay, now here. Shift that. Shift that. Alright, and now this just needs to get parked here for a good long time. Leaving you. Yeah, let's fling this over at Minmus. Oh, this antenna might not actually be good enough for Minmus, to be honest. But yeah, you know what? We'll do our best. Why is this one out of fuel? All right. Well, I guess that one's... B. Okay, well, I guess it's a good thing we had two of them. Now we're going to mark you as debris because you're not actually super useful. Okay, well. Back in Space Center. That's fine anyway. We were planning on doing a dedicated Minmus mission anyway. Okay. Well, actuators are fun. Ooh, that's where we get the construction arm and surface sample stuff. It's not actually super helpful for what we want. Construction, does this give us the... No. Does heavy rocketry give me what I want? No. What am I? Wait. Gives me bigger engines, which aren't nothing. How much times do I got? 236. I don't really need anything here. Electronics gives us better antennas. I already had that unlocked somewhere else. To be honest, that's fine. Hydroponics, I don't need you yet, because we're not really doing in-person science yet. Seaplane stuff, again, that's not... Clampatron. Orbital Shipyard. I feel like this is unlocking way too early. Orbital Shipyard should be way later. Like maybe in the orbital construction node. But I didn't make this mod and I'm not using it. Or I'm not going to use it this early anyway, so it's fine. Okay. What am I looking at here? So propulsion system gets us really tiny engines, which can be useful in certain cases, but eh. I think it's time to get the bigger rockets. We're starting to be able to use them. And Forget it, we'll get that. Precision propulsion. Separatrons, those are useful. I don't know what that is. That's some kind of modded thing. These radial rocket engines, those can be useful. Okay, mission control. Scan for suitable location for new base. Plant flag on the moon. We're not doing that. Anytime soon. Explore Kerbal. Dock 2 vessels on or around. Okay, well we don't have anything we can dock, but I mean, we'll get there at some point. Okay, so this, we're working on. These two, all of these, so this is, we'll get there. Okay, we need to land probes, and we have also another rescue mission. I'm going to skip ahead a couple days and just see if we get any new missions from Mission Control. Ideally, like another rescue mission. Available. Explore Kerman. It's the only one available? Really? Okay, here we go. Ah, here we go. Here's another rescue mission. Stranded in low Kerman orbit. Alright, that's what we want. Nice low orbit. That gives us all of our contracts. That gives us something to do next time. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm good with that. Okay, so we've got, you know, let's hire, another scientist. Franklin, okay. Never have too many scientists. 5 might be a few too many. Come to think of it. That's okay. Alright, I'm going to wrap it up here. It's been a lot of fun, and nice to see that my computer's actually working this time. I did drop a couple frames due to network, but only 0.2%, so we'll take it. Anyway, I'm going to call it there for tonight. I appreciate all the new follows. That's always nice to see, and everyone stopping in and chatting. Maybe your next stream. I appreciate that. Will do. And if you follow me on Twitter at hotrob_McAwesome, I can post a link in the chat. I usually post when I'm going to stream. I try and do it like a day out so that, you know, people have a chance to see. Here it is. Here we go. If you want to follow me on there, that's where I usually give the heads up. Yeah. On YouTube, I also try and schedule them in advance, so usually I don't actually get around to it until like an hour before I start streaming. But as I said, if you want to go see the archives, they're up on YouTube, and the past couple will still be on Twitch, but they get removed after a couple weeks. Anywho, as I said, thank you all for stopping in. I hope you all have a good night, and I will talk at you later. Later, nerds!